Okay, so next we're going to move on to MLA citation style. So if you could please open up the PowerPoint that goes along with that, it'll make a lot more sense, I promise. So we have our cute exclamation point guy. He's very excited about MLA citations, as should you be. I think I'm funny. Anyway, so we're going to go over some common MLA citations and talk a little bit about how to set that up. So let's get started. So our first slide is talking about in-text citations. So these are the citations that go in your paper. So after you've finished referencing a source, this is what comes right after it. For an in-text citation, we have the author's last name and the page number in parentheses. For example, we have Rowling 394 in parentheses there. And then if you would like an example with context, we have the narrator begins the book by saying, quote, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife." End quote. Citation, parentheses, Austin 1, close parentheses, full stop. So basically we treat our citation like it's part of the sentence. So we include it within the period or full stop because we want it to be part of the sentence. If there is no page number, as with a website or a film or a YouTube video or a song or poem, anything without a page number, you can just include the author's last name. If the website that you're using has numbered paragraphs, so if for instance there's, the text here and then there are little numbers along the side, a lot of newspaper or magazine websites do this. Then you can use the paragraph numbers. For instance, if I wrote something for the New York Times, wouldn't that be delightful? You could say Passahow paragraphs 3 through 5. If the website does not have numbers along the side, don't make up your own. That's just confusing for everyone. So that is that for in-text citations. On our next slide, we have some common sources and how you'll cite them in a works cited. And you'll notice that it kind of is formulaic. For instance, we have, for books, we have last name, comma, first name, full stop, title of book in italics, full stop, publisher, comma, year of publication, full stop. And so what this kind of does is each full stop divides the information up into kind of its own sentence. So we have author name, information, end of sentence. Title of book, information, end of sentence. Publication information, end of sentence. I apologize, I live near the train, so you may hear that in the background. For a journal article, it goes the same way, except you have the title of the article in quotation marks and the title of the journal in italics. So what this means is that the train. What this means is that is really annoying. I apologize. What this means is that the smaller thing, the thing within the thing, so the article within the journal, or the page within the website, or the song title within the album, the smaller part goes in quotation marks and the larger part goes in italics. Hopefully I've explained that in a way that makes sense. And then we have our detailed information, like what volume it is, what issue it is, year of publication, and the page numbers that the article includes. As you can see, this kind of goes the same for the website or a page in a website. And on the next slide, we see some other common sources that you may end up using. The only time that the formula really changes is when we shift to a visual medium, in which case the title goes first and the author's name comes later, or director or writer, or no, for a song the artist name comes first. So for a visual medium, it's title and then author's name. For a YouTube video, if the author has not supplied their full name, it is totally fine to use their YouTube handle. If you don't have that information, then you can't give that information. Which brings up a good point. If you don't have a piece of information, for example, let's see, for a song or an album, if you can't find the record company that produced the album, then you can skip over it and just give us the date that it was produced. The goal here is to give us as much information as possible so that we can then find the source that you're using and look through it, watch it, listen to it ourselves. All right, next slide. For quoting song lyrics or poetry, if it's 4 lines or less, it should be written as I've written it there, with the slashes between each line. If it's more than 4 lines, and if your quote is more than 4 sentences, it should go into a block quote, which looks like what I have set up here, where you introduce the quote with some text, your quotation goes indented, and then the rest of your text goes back to normal. I have included some really helpful links that I've also included some of these on the main module for the website. So hopefully these will be helpful to you. And one of our next lessons will be going into how to do hanging indents, where to find good information, kind of how to really get things going and really get deep into your research. So that is it for this week. As always, please email me if you have any questions. I will try and answer them in a timely manner. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Thank you so much for listening.